They can sing, they can dance, they're the Seasiders. But when it comes to conflict, can they keep up the fancy footwork?
If it kicks off and there's a problem, because it hasn't been controlled, then you will be in for the agile.
At 9:30, things get sticky for Stiggy.
You know, sir, I've been observing you all evening long, and I don't believe you're an MP at all. I believe that you, sir, are a fraud and a hoaxer.
Tonight from 9 on Channel 4.
This is Channel 4 waking up to the big breakfast.
Morning! Hey! Morning.
Morning, welcome.
Hiya.
Welcome to
Morning.
Fish Island.
Morning.
Happiness on Fish Island.
Hey, Mark. That's amazing. I can't believe that's just happened.
We're growing up, Toad. We're finally growing up.
Oh.
The 15th of February. Here we are, the Big Breakfast. I'm Zoe Ball.
And I am Mark Little, and welcome to the show. Coming up, and over the next 2 hours, it all happens live from Britain's favourite television I will speak properly. Fish Island. You're on it. Zig and Zag play host to the easy listening majesty of Lorraine Bowen Experience at 7:13. Cool. Exactly.
Oh, yes, soulful charts diva. Gabrielle joins the boys at 7:30. And we'll also be talking to Sharon Stone and Christian Slater in Snap, Cackle and Pop.
Certainly will.
7:45.
For our Tibetan viewers, I'll be putting live and kicking star Emma Forbes in the hot seat for a taste of her own medicine. Good morning, Emma Forbes. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good on you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Lady, you'll be in the actual hot seat. That's the nice, cool, comfy seat.
Oh, great.
We're going to put you in the hot seat
A
later.
reversal of roles. Ooh. Emma in the hot seat. And one of Britain's finest comedians, one of my favourites, Eddie Izzard, is in the house from 8 o'clock this morning. But right now,
Eddie the Lizard.
time at 1 minute past 7, is the lovely Peter Smith with the news.
Here.
Good morning. These are the main stories on Thursday, the 15th of February. Did ministers lie over arms to Iraq? MPs await the Scott report. Wedding bells for the man formerly known as Single. And McCarthy sends Everton crashing out of the cup. The explosive Scott report into illegal arms sales to Iraq is published today. Lord Justice Scott has spent 3 years considering damning allegations against the government. It's claimed ministers secretly relaxed rules restricting exports to Saddam Hussein's brutal regime, and that they suppressed that fact when bosses of a British company were charged with illegal arms sales. Lady Thatcher, William Waldegrave and Attorney General Sir Nicholas Lyle could all face stinging criticism. 500 extra troops are going back to Northern Ireland because of the end of the IRA ceasefire. The 1st Battalion of the Royal Irish Regiment is expected to arrive this weekend. Meanwhile, Irish President Mary Robinson visits the province later today, less than a week after the Docklands bomb that claimed 2 lives. A leading scientist claims that a 20-year-old man has died from the human form of mad cow disease. A post-mortem is being held today into the death of Peter Hall from County Durham. He'd been ill for 2 years. The Turkish teenager who tried to marry 13-year-old Essex girl Sarah Cook is back in court today. Musa Komiyagac faces charges of holding a child against her will and having sex with a minor, but local support for the couple means he may well be acquitted. Joan Collins has bounced back after a court victory over Publishers Random House with the news that she's writing another book. It's reported her next effort will be a steamy account of her own sex memoirs. A tiny eco-warrior threatens to be the biggest obstacle yet confronting builders of the Newbury bypass. Anti-roads protesters haven't managed to halt work on the route, but a rare 3mm grey snail may be able to. Environmentalists want the site protected. The artist, formerly known as Prince, is waking up a married man. He tied the knot with band member Mai Tai Garcia amid tight security in Minneapolis. A canopy shielded them from view when they left the church as doves were released on a nearby lawn. Furious Everton boss Joe Royle branded his team an embarrassment after the FA Cup holders crashed out of this year's Cup 2-1 to First Division Port Vale. With the score at 1-1, John McCarthy broke Everton's hearts 20 minutes from time. And in another 4th-round replay upset, Premiership West Ham were dumped out in a 3-0 routing by First Division Grimsby. Elsewhere in the FA Cup 4th round, Leeds went through, beating Bolton 1-0, and Manchester City thrashed Coventry 2-1. Arsenal boss Bruce Rioch says they were lucky to escape with a 2-2 draw against Aston Villa in the Coca-Cola Cup semi-final first leg. Gunners Iceman Dennis Bergkamp gave them a storming 2-goal lead, but Villa's Dwight York answered his double with 2 goals of his own, leaving Arsenal chasing an away win in the second leg. A freak accident has ended Tatiana Lebedeva's World Championship hopes. The Russian downhill skier was travelling at around 60 miles an hour when an American official got in her way. The collision left them both with broken legs. Now the weather, England and Wales will start fine and frosty with sunny spells becoming cloudy later. The northeast and eastern Scotland will be dry with bright spells. Elsewhere will be dull and damp with local drizzle, with temperatures averaging 9 degrees centigrade. 7:05, headlines at 7:20. Here's Mark and Zoe.
Thanks very much, Pete. Oh, that skiing footage, it's all got us going. Oh, yeah.
Nice, is it?
Knees.
Oh, no, I'm not
welcome
really.
to Port Vale. Robbie Williams' favourite team, Port Vale, put Everton out of the cup.
There you go. That's the way it is.
Well done, Port Vale.
Putting a bit of romance into the FA.
What division are they in? Second.
32nd.
That's not too bad.
32nd division. Good on you, Port Vale. Magnificent work. We are also very excited. Oh, my legs. Oh, those poor skiing people. We're very excited this morning, and not to have one, not two, but 3 incredible celebrities in the house. But first, it's BBC's #1 babe. That's what it says here. She's live. She's kicking, and she doesn't care what the cameramen are up to. She's Emma Forbes. Get down, camera, get down.
Yeah,
Sit
don't
down.
care what you get up to.
I don't care.
Just don't care.
Watch him.
But we thought, as coming up at 10 to 8, we're actually going to put Emma in her own hot seat, as we do on Live and Kicking, okay?
That's true, in a true going live and kicking and screaming style-y.
Yes.
If you've got a question for Emma Forbes, and Emma has actually agreed to answer any question that you like.
Any question.
Have you got one, Toad?
Any question.
Later, Toad. Later, we'll put Emma in the hot seat. Toad, you can ask your question.
You can
But
do.
if you have one, any question at all, please phone us here at the Big Breakfast on...
811 985 1111.
or fax us on...
0181 985
Not quite the same, guys. Not quite the same.
Not quite the same, but we wouldn't want to do the same thing as you, Em.
No, absolutely
That would be like
not.
plagiaristic, wouldn't
Wouldn't it just?
Yes, or you can email us on ok.uk.ok.uk.
That was sung very well, actually. I enjoyed that, Mum.
Yeah, shows I watch, doesn't it?
Coming up at 7:30, Gabrielle will be singing a song that she's never sung before with the lovely Zig and Zag.
Yep.
You lucky people. But right now, it's time to catch up with the Bargets, our family of the week.
That's my name's Donna.
Hi, we're the Badgers from Cleveland. Hey, I'm Rose. Hi, I'm Michael. Hi, I'm Estelle.
Hi, I'm Dad, but they call me Doza.
Doza, it's just actually Estelle, it's a special day for you this morning.
Yes, I don't know this week.
It's your anniversary on Valentine's Day. Well, we've actually got a chook leg back here, and we thought maybe we could reenact this wonderful moment. Doza, congratulations, mate. It's the least amount of soap we've ever had. Love is sharing a chook leg. You were just about to get stuck in.
Yeah.
And then came the question.
Stella, will you marry me?
And what did you say, Stell? Just hang on a bit, I've got to get stuck with this chook leg.
Yes.
Yeah! Michael Bartlett, well done. The girls all love you, mate. They all love you.
The Barget family are with us again today. Michael, how are you?
All right.
How was your racing driving?
Brilliant.
Excellent. And you went to Stringfellows last night, so didn't you? Partying the night away. Lots of strange stories from that, but maybe we'll hear about those later. Now, we're going to talk food today, one of our favourite subjects. And you're all fond of food, apparently. Michael, do you cook yourself? And what do you cook?
Spaghetti bolognese.
Spaghetti bolognese. Maybe you cook the crew dinner tonight. Yeah? Tap and get your little chef sound, that'd be great. Dossa, what about you? Do you cook?
No, I just eat it.
You just eat it. The right attitude to have. But Mum, Estelle, you're quite a good cook, aren't you?
Well, I try my best.
You try your best. And what is your favourite thing to cook?
Puddings.
My kind of woman!
Stodgy ones.
Stodgy ones?
Yes.
You don't worry about calories?
No.
Not
Never,
at all?
never.
Well, that's brilliant. So we thought today we'd set a little challenge for you. We're going to ignore all those calorie advice. You know, we want to make, absolutely, we want to make the most cholesterol, the biggest, gloriously fattening pudding you've ever seen today, right? We want to break all records. Okay, we're going to make a rich chocolate steamed pudding with chocolate sauce and lashings of richy cream custard. And just here to monitor how fattening it is, we have the lovely calorie countess Fiona Hunter from the Good Housekeeping Institute. Welcome, Fiona.
Thank you.
And you're good at counting calories, are you?
Yes,
Do you
that's
count
my
them
job.
yourself when you're eating?
Not really when I'm eating. I count them for the magazine.
Do you like steamed pudding?
I love steamed pudding.
Well, this should be spectacular then. Also standing by with her calorie counter is the icing maiden, the lovely Jade. She has her calculator there so we can record exactly how many calories. But no, the excitement doesn't end there. Behind us we have the two unwise men, led by the pud-loving count of many calories. Good morning, boys. Are you ready to eat?
Certainly are.
Stuff and really take it all in. Excellent. Well, let's bring on the ingredients. And here we have the lovely Melissa with the ingredients. Oh, it is very heavy. Oh my goodness, look at this. Is this all the ingredients? Okay, so Fiona, let's just have a quick chat through these. Right, first of all, we've got the butter at the front here. 8 ounces of butter. How many calories in that?
That's 1,658 calories.
Okay, have you got that there, Jade? 1,000... Yes, there we go. Next up we have the sugar, 8 ounces of sugar.
That's 1,773 calories.
Oh, hold up those calories. 5 eggs.
5 eggs, 348.
Ooh, nasty. 16 ounces of plain flour.
16 ounces of plain flour, 1,534.
Is this all going to get on one calculator? 16 fluid ounces of milk.
312.
300, oh, not too bad. And 8 teaspoons of cocoa powder.
Well, a tiny 124.
Oh, yeah, 124. That's a bit disappointing, isn't it? And for the sauce, my favourite bit, we have 12 ounces of brown sugar.
1,267.
Nasty. That's seriously large. 48 fluid ounces of milk.
936.
936. And finally, 4 ounces of chocolate.
Yum, yum. 650.
Okay, probably a bit less by the time we actually get to make the recipe because Lauren and I would have eaten most of it. Okay, so to top that up, we've got the thick custard topped up with double cream, all whisked up together, and that brings us to a grand total.
12,522 calories.
Spectacular. That's going to take some serious elbow work, Estelle. Can you do it?
Yeah,
You can do it?
yes.
Well, fantastic. And but obviously, calories like that doesn't really mean a lot unless you actually see it in a form like this. And can we bring on the lard, Toby? Let's bring on the lard. Okay, 12,522 calories is actually equal to 3.5 pounds of lard. Has that put off the count of many calories? And the calorie count number
Bring
2?
it on.
They're ready to start. Okay, while Estelle gets her elbows working, let's go upstairs to Zig and Zag. I'm not feeling hungry anymore.
Zig, don't touch that!
The crunch.
Hey, hi there! Hey, Lorraine, it's okay. We're leading up into your bit now. Hey, Zig!
Yes,
What
Zag?
are your views on easy listening?
Well, I don't actually know that much about easy listening, but I do know a lady that does. Her name is Lorraine Bowen, and she is from the Lorraine Bowen Experience.
Lorraine, you're very welcome, Lorraine. Very welcome indeed.
Lovely
Did you like that? It was a kind of a lead up. It was like almost like acting.
It was.
That bit we did there.
Yeah.
Because your song is so cool. Wait to hear this, folks. You
Wait
won't
till you
believe
hear it.
Now, Lorraine, as everyone probably knows by now, you are indeed the great stepdaughter of Jim Bowen. The Jordan Showbiz impresario.
That is not true.
Not true.
But what
Super
is
smashing
true?
lovely. Say super smashing lovely.
What is true?
Have you met Bully? Have you met Bully?
Stop it.
Zig, I was doing a nice link there. But what is true, Lorraine, is you have a song called The Bicycle Adventure.
Let's do it.
Well, let's do it then!
Do it!
Get on your bikes!
We're on a bicycle adventure. Lovely. And you're racing in front on the bike that I lent you. We're on a bicycle adventure. I packed a picnic, my lipstick for later, so wait for me. We're whistling whistling a song, whistling a song. And your bicycle shorts are bobbing up and down. It's so much fun cycling around. Bicycle adventure. Sometimes you get the urge to pull over on a grassy verge. Absolutely lovely, gliding over the hills. Ooh, absolutely lovely. So much fun cycling around.
She's gone! The Lorraine Bowen experience! Unbelievable! Lorraine, will you come back? Lorraine, will you promise to come back next week or probably in a fortnight? Thanks, Lorraine.
Lorraine, what are you doing?
The question about the clip is, who the bird background is this? It's the Lorraine Bowen experience.
Dressed to impress, always looking my best. Make sure I got my gear and my mind in check. Flexing on the sex tip cause I'm over easy. Making the guys say please me, but sweating. Cause it's simple territory. I recall all the tales like I was Jack and Ori, second nature to us.
Did you notice anything?
Yeah, all that fizzing and melting. A few skips and something else. Hey, and it got dark quick.
Skips, snacks with special effects.
These days, all sorts of firms want to sell you motor insurance over the phone. So more and more people are ringing round for a better deal. Who do you ring first? The company that's trusted by well over 2 million motorists, which insures almost twice as many private cars as anyone else, and whose prices and service have made it the country's largest ever private motor insurer. If you're ringing round, we reckon we run rings round the rest. Ring Direct Line on 0113 243 2468.
Coming up on The Big Breakfast, Christian Slater tells us why his life's a bed of roses.
Just got it on the down low. Make something every time that my ish will flow. Yeah, I'm forward, and I get what I want. To all of your brothers, never front. Keep it real.
Welcome back to The Big Breakfast. The question about the clip was who the Burt Bacharach was that? And the answer was QT. And that was a clip from QT's new video, Give Me That Body. And QT will be playing around with Zig and Zag tomorrow.
Certainly will. Coming up, the First Lady of the BBC is in the house. Emma Forbes. Gonna get the grilling of her life at 7:50.
She's looking nervous.
Yes, and
So
Christian
cool.
Slater and Sharon Stone talk openly to Snap, Crackle and Pop at 7:45.
And Zig and Zag
Openly
square up.
sounds a bit religious.
Zig and Zag will be squaring up to Star Gabrielle at 7:30. But right now, with a time, we're early, at 7:19.
Well, not those skiing people again.
Here's Pete Smith with Big Breakfast News and
Not
Weather.
the skiing people, Pete.
Top stories. The Scott Report is published today with potentially disastrous consequences for the government. It'll say whether government ministers secretly okayed arms sales to Saddam Hussein, but then tried to cover it up with when British Matrix Churchill was tried for illegal sales to Iraq. One of the last survivors of the Titanic disaster has died at the age of 91. Eva Hart spent much of her life campaigning for marine safety as a result of her experience. 1,500 people died when the ship sank in 1912. Rescue workers on New Zealand's South Island worked round the clock to save 28 stranded whales. 80 volunteers using wet blankets kept the beached mammals covered with water to protect them from the hot sun. They were floated on the high tide. Diane Madal suing the British Athletic Federation for compensation over her fight to clear her name of a doping offence. She claims she's been betrayed by the Federation. A BAF spokesman said it would contest the action. Now the weather, much of England and Wales and eastern Scotland will be dry with bright spells. Elsewhere will be dull and damp with drizzle. Average temperatures around 9 degrees centigrade. 7:20, we're back at 7:40. Here's Mark and Zoe.
Thanks very much, Pete, and thanks very much for not showing those ski people again. What's going on there, Zoe?
I was just showing how cold it is, look.
It is cold, it's nippy, but it's going to be clear.
It's going to be
in
clear,
the capital at
lovely
least.
day.
Look, let me just say this. John, what a beautiful moment. What a lovely, beautiful moment. Mr. Special Effects himself. It was so delicate, though, the way he came in. Wasn't just the old, throw that in there. No, there was style-y. Style. Now, let me just say, why are we standing outside? Because the proud frog, the British frog, has now been reduced, Zoe, this is true, to spawning in toilets. No, I'm sorry, that's what it says here, and I tend to believe it. The destruction of their natural breeding ground, and we've seen Newbury's happening, has led to our frogs hopping far and wide for suitable waters.
I'm glad to see warm green especially.
Yes, I've come out in sympathy.
Frog. Well,
amphibious.
We decided to take action here on the Big Breakfast wearing green, and also, you know, we thought, let's have a look at this down here.
At our pond.
This is our pond, right? Pathetic pile of damp debris.
Now, look at that. No,
it's frozen over. Nothing could survive in that pond.
Skate on it anyway.
Any life in there?
No, well, I don't know.
So. No. Anyway, we decided we think we need a new
polar bears
so
and
we can
penguins.
attract some lovely frogs to come to our ground.
Yes, and so what we've got Jim Foster and Ruth Eyre of the Wildlife Trust. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning, Ruth.
Morning, Mark.
Now, is this true? Is the frog population declining?
I'm afraid so, Mark. It's in decline, yeah.
Why?
Well, it's really because they're being made homeless all over the country. You know, ponds on farms and on, by sides of roads are being eroded away for new bypasses and things like that.
Right.
So, Ruth, how do you know this is true? Have you studied the frog closely?
People like Jim and other scientists have been studying frogs for quite a number of years now, and they've noticed the numbers are decreasing. So here at the Wildlife Trust, we've decided to get all the kids in the country involved in collecting really, really simple information about when the frogs are spawning, what's happening to the spawn. So we can collect all this up together, give it to people like Jim and other scientists who can then hopefully find out why and start doing things to help.
This is sort of like a frog watch.
That's right. It is a Wildlife Trust Frog Watch project, and kids all around the country can get involved and learn about frogs and have a good time doing it and actually be scientists for a little while in their life.
You've seen our pond. It's looking a little bit sad.
It's pretty pathetic, I'm
Very
afraid.
sad.
No self-respecting frog's going to go anywhere near that. So what you've decided to do is help us out and build us a frog here.
That's right. One of the best
live
things
on the
you
Big
can
Breakfast.
do. One of the best things you can do for
Build
frogs
us a frog?
is to build a new
Frog
pond.
A frog pond? Sorry.
No, build a frog.
Build a frog.
Frankenstein.
A frog.
Which came first, the frog or the pond? And let's make a decision.
Okie dokie.
Wow. Okay, so
This is getting deeper and deeper.
How big is the pond going to be? Because that's quite small.
Oh, I reckon we can make one about 6 foot wide
So
here.
what's the pond do? I mean, okay, you've got a bit of a garden. You think, yeah, okay, we can fit a pond in here.
Well, the pond is a breeding site for the frogs, so you just build it as big as you can and make sure there's a variation in depth, some shallow bits where they can spawn, some deep bits where they can go and hide, lots of plants for them to hide in.
So would you take up a challenge
to
build us live here on the Big Breakfast in the next 2 hours a frog pond?
Absolutely.
No problem.
Yes? Now, we've seen a bit of an area. It looks like you've cleared a bit of an area here.
Yeah.
Will it be roughly this biggish?
Yeah, we can be. All this area here will be pond.
Now, that looks like a sort of a tub. Will it be like a tub? What are you using?
We've got a plastic or a rubber butyl
You've
liner.
got some stuff up here. Show us what you've got here. You've got some water. That'll be necessary. And some ice.
Yeah.
That's uncanny. A bit of sand.
Sun to line the pond with.
Yeah, well, this stuff here.
Some nice pond plants to put in it.
Right, growing some pond plants.
And then we've got the liner there.
Will be hand dug, will it?
Well, I think considering the time,
Considering the time, that's what this is.
We've got a huge digger.
Oh, we've got a huge digger.
I thought you might like that word.
Yeah. A huge digger.
A huge digger.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll get a pond in here.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll have... They'll just be leaping out of the canal and racing up.
No problem.
Because it'll be an absolutely gorgeous sight for frogs by the time we finish.
And that's what we're after.
That's what we're after.
Bring back the frogs.
Absolutely.
Right.
Jim?
Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Ruth?
We
Good
accept
luck.
the
They're with us here. Or they accept the challenge.
We'll
2
go on
hours
with
to
it.
build us a lovely frog pond. We're now going to ask you a question. Does the... Look, Mr. Digger. Good on you, Digger. We're going to ask you a question here. Good on you, Digger. Does this young lady score? Bernie do not phone, or Bernie has promised to do an impersonation of Dame LaFontaine.
No!
So don't phone, please. No, stop him. Don't phone.
Not Bernie and a tutu.
You've really got to concentrate on the flight. That foot goes up and that foot comes round on it, okay? Concentrate on lifting that left foot up. Well done.
Oh, wonderful.
So if you concentrate on that left foot coming up first, and then you've got all the time in the world to hit it.
Yeah? Happy?
Anytime now, the new Pantene Pro V sample will be coming through your door. Are you ready for hair that feels as healthy as it looks?
There's an ancient game called Jumanji. Just give me the dice. That has a life of its own.
It's a stampede!
Because once you've started, there's no stopping it. Robin Williams. Jumanji. It's a jungle in there.
So what's so new about them?
Well, they made them thicker and softer.
But why?
I can't think of a reason. Can you?
New Kleenex for family tissues. Because they're softer and thicker, we've had to make the box bigger.
Tomorrow on The Big Breakfast, stage diving Diana Ross. Snap, Cackle and Pop investigates the rumours that are flying around.
Happy?
Oh, great technique. That's unlucky.
Oh, you beauty.
That's
I like
brilliant technique.
Oh, welcome back to The Big Breakfast. It's nice to be inside, isn't it? It's so cold out there.
It's good. It's good. I like
It's
it.
cold.
Brisk, invigorating.
It is, right. It gets that blood circulating
pretty
around the
cold,
body. And the question about the clip was, did that young laddie score? No, he completely missed the ball. And that's a clip from Soccer Skills with Ian St John, which is out this week, costing $10.99. So get practicing.
Tell you what, if you were lucky enough yesterday to get a Valentine's card in the mail or get a Valentine's, something past you, you know what it's like to get exciting news. Hey? Exciting, lovely news. And well, today we'd like to know what exciting news that you've got today. The exciting news that you got today. That's what I want to know.
This morning?
Yeah.
Yes, and standing by, ready and waiting. Okay, I'm very excited about this. The man waiting to hear your stories is the man who knows more about excitement than anyone else. To a generation of TV viewers who remember it's 5 to 5. It's Crackerjack. Stu!
Zoe!
How are you?
Stu.
I've just got to say...
Stu, it's good to meet you, mate.
Hero.
Stu, I've heard so much about you, mate. Are you excited, Stu?
Oh, excited. Oh, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I could crush a grape. Who said it was dead?
Oh, look, I'm afraid I missed this phenomenon, but I'm going to get a good taste of that. How excited are you, Stu?
What do you mean you missed it? What do you mean? I felt great until I got here this morning. Everybody keeps coming up to me, Zoe included. Stu, I used to watch you when I was that big. I feel like I was road manager for Moses.
But now that you're here and you've said it the first time, how excited are you, Stu?
I'm so excited. Look, I could jump off a doll's house.
Excellent. Okay, we want to know how excited you are, because Stu's going to let... Oh, I've got to go up for the
Who
chicken
said art was dead?
Who said it was dead?
I didn't. And we've got the phone card here, and the number is 01819851111. Fax us on 01819852222. And if you you excite this man like he's excited now?
I'm very excited.
I think it every time to go off to sing his act for the crunch.
I love it. I love it.
It is. Still Thursday.
Still Thursdays, mate.
I know we've had some soul divas in this box room in
Have
our
we
time,
not?
right?
We've
But
had some
today,
soul divas in.
We've got a diva, or the diva of all divas.
The diva of all divas.
Your
the mother of all divas.
dreams are about to come true. Please welcome Gabrielle!
Gabrielle! Hi, Gabrielle!
How are you?
Gabrielle, it's been ages since you've been in with us, you know that? Because you were here in '93 with your Smash Dreams, and we sang it and everything.
Yeah.
But now,
And the Ginger Whinger was still here as well.
yeah,
He
he's
was.
gone now, though. But you have another smash in the making. And I think we should see a little bit of it now. It's the Motown sound.
please
So
do.
give me a little more time.
Hey, Gabrielle, where did you shoot that video? Where was that video made?
Well, actually, it was made in Paris
yeah.
and Tottenham Court Road.
Gabrielle, what's this? What's this?
Ah, baby, baby.
You went all foreign there for a minute, didn't you?
Now, I think it's time, though. I think it is time for some Sherbet Showbiz fountains. Mark,
Yes,
if
I
you
have
will.
a couple of showbiz fountains here. Gabrielle has recently had a baby called Jordan.
Hi, Jordan!
Morning, Jordan. How are you, Jordan?
Yeah.
And another one here. Gabrielle actually wrote her first song, aged 14, in her bedroom, but no one knows the title or how it went until now.
Gabrielle, if you will.
No, go on, you have to do it.
We're not going to make you do it,
Gabrielle.
but you want to do it, Gabrielle.
You do.
Do.
Give us a little sample of it.
Okay, right. Oh, this is disgusting, right?
Oh.
Because right, it was like,
First tune.
right. No, my voice is crassy, but it starts off like this. Right?
Okay.
The love we built together, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know will last forever.
Yeah.
So don't tell me what I feel is wrong.
Wow.
Cause I know deep down inside it's strong.
Oh, yeah.
That was about somebody.
That was cool.
That is an exclusive never been heard before.
So I never had a boyfriend till I was 16.
Oh!
What was that you were fantasizing about?
You really want to know?
On the telly?
Well, I tell you what now, this is true confessions, right?
Oh,
Because
here we
it's
go.
so disgusting.
Close up on 12, Jonathan.
Put it this way, there was a guy that I used to fancy at school, but everybody used to fancy him. His
Yeah.
name is Jason, and I won't say the other name because it's disgusting, because everybody... No, in fact, nobody knew this, but yeah, his name is Jason, and I used to think he was...
Oh!
Didn't like me, though.
Gabrielle, I bet you're wondering what this is. This is borrowed from Pinewood Studios, and it is the wind machine actually used in GoldenEye. Because it's time to play a brand new game, Zig Blows Off.
Thank you.
Now, Gabrielle will be asked questions. Each time she gets a question right, the wind machine will be turned up.
Yep.
If she gets 3 correct answers, Zig will be blown from his current position right onto the mattress. Placed at the door.
I'm
you
in
ready to
hell at
play?
the moment, I'm holding on to this white pole. as
Hold
you
on to
see.
that white pole.
Zig,
And
hold
it's
on.
down firmly to the floor and firmly to the ceiling. Well, almost.
Okay, Mark, if you wouldn't mind helping out. here with
Okay,
the
I'll ask the
I'll
questions
keep
and
a
you
hold
work
of
the
it.
wind
Yes,
machine.
but before we start,
What?
I'd like to introduce the cheese board. And Gabrielle, perhaps some cheese. I could
I could certainly recommend the rock pork.
Looks a bit fractionally rancid.
The brie is quite ripe today.
Yes, that's the
Zig,
word for it.
thank you.
Okay, never mind.
Thank
Get
you.
on to the ball, Zig.
Save
We're
it for
ready.
Hold on to your post
Zig blows
there, Zig.
off.
Okay, we're
Let's
ready.
go.
Now, careful, it's going to be mayhem in here.
Question number one.
Question number one. Which
I'm
Irish
ready.
band... Which Irish... We're going to put
Okay. Switch on the machine.
Okay, the machine is on. Which Irish band had a hit with the song Dreams in 1994? Dreams.
Cranberries.
The Cranberries, yes.
Correct. Turn up the machine. Turn up the
Turn
machine.
up the machine.
Turn it up.
Question number two. What was... Oh, it's getting blurry
getting
here.
very
What
windy.
was Peter Gabriel's highest chart hit? What was Peter Gabriel's highest chart hit? Clue, it was in 1986.
Let's hammer!
Turn up the wind machine. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Okay, here's the first one. Which Aussie star had a hit with Give Me Just a Little More Time in 1992?
Isn't that Sheila called Kylie?
That was it. It was that Kylie Sheila.
Kylie Sheila.
Oh, he missed the target.
That was an excellent game, though, wasn't it?
It was a great game. Really like that.
Gabrielle, it's been a pleasure having you here. And all the best with your new single, Give Me Just a Little More Time. It's cool. Gabrielle, ladies and gentlemen. This is Channel 4, you're watching Circle Lunch.
Cool game.
Popular in Tunbridge Wells.
Hi, I'm Ronan.
I'm Shane.
I'm Mike. I'm Keith. And I'm Steve.
And we're Boyzone. Whoa! You're watching the Big Breakfast.
Good morning. We set Estelle, a pudding maker. You are a star pudding maker, aren't you? And my kind of woman, because she makes puddings with loads of calories. We set her a challenge to make the most fattening pudding the world has ever seen, okay? We're talking serious pudding, and in fact, with 12,522 calories. That is a lot, isn't it? And in fact, it was a chocolate steamed pudding with double cream custard on the top, so we're going to actually see how it's done. Let's open it up, Estelle. Estelle, where's the pudding? Hang on a minute. There's a trail of... What is going on? Let me... excuse me? No, I don't believe it. The three unwise men are count of calories. They've scoffed the lot. Estelle, this is just... I'm so sorry, Estelle. I'm very embarrassed about this. But how was it anyway?
Of what?
The pudding.
Well, could have done with a bit more salt, love, but you're the cook.
More salt. Excuse me. Can I just at least try a little bit around here? Just see what it was like. Thanks for saving me, Sam. I'm
400 calories there.
If you're a member of Boyzone, I'd lick your face.
Oh, that's
No, I
right.
wouldn't really. I'm just kidding. Anyway, coming up in less than 10 minutes, sexy Sharon Stone and sexier Christian Slater. It's now Cackle and Pop. But right now, the question about the clip is name the nutty pop star. And please, please name the nutty pop star. Otherwise, I will lick this man's face. Really kidding. Sorry, I wasn't told what was going on there with the frog impression, so I couldn't do it.
And it's
Sorry, my love, that bit...
E17 Up All Night, the platinum selling album.
Your skin's the first thing that people notice. You've used the products you can, you've worked out what's right, what's wrong, and now you've got control.
Introducing Deep Action Cream Wash from Clean & Clear.
As you get older, you definitely feel more in control of your skin. When you've got clean skin, that tends to make you feel healthy.
Its deep cleansing action leaves your skin really clean with a cool, fresh sensation.
But worrying about your skin, you know, it's just like driving a car. You've just got to relax and just be in control.
Johnson's Clean & Clear and under control.
I like that.
Welcome to the world of A Little Princess, the classic children's story from the author of The Secret Garden, A Little Princess.
Coming up on The Big Breakfast, Emma Forbes is in the house. Live, but not kicking.
And it's love illusion, alright. When you're out there, when you're out there, when you're out there.
Emma Forbes.
Welcome back.
She's
Yeah,
here.
no, it's not Saturday yet. No. Still only Thursday. They were confused there for a second.
The question about the clip was, name the nutty pop star, and the answer was Mark Ormond. And that was the exclusive first glimpse of Mark's new video, Out There, which is in fact out there, out now.
Yes, and soon to be released here from the Big Breakfast, we're going to have a pond update. It's going to be just shots of a pond being built. Oh, look, and there, this is what we do, because frogs around the nation are actually, there's nowhere for them to breed. And so what we decided to do is update our pond here at the Big Breakfast, and there's people from the Wildlife Trust actually laying the plastic that will lay the foundation for a lovely pond. Water will go in there, and then weeds. Are you excited, Stu?
Rip a tissue.
Stu's in with us later. We want to know how excited you are. If you are excited, please phone us on this number, 01819051111 or 01819852222. What exciting news do you have for us today?
Yes.
That's what we want to know.
Eddie Izzard will be in the house from 8 o'clock.
That's exciting. Shazza Stone are going to dish the dirt on Bobby De Niro and a snap, cackle and pop later on as well.
But with the time at 7:41, here he is, the very exciting Pete Smith with the news.
And Pete.
Top stories. Lord Justice Scott's report on arms sales to Iraq goes public today. Lady Thatcher and the Attorney General Sir Nicholas Lyle are among key politicians who could come in for stinging criticism. It's claimed that some government officials were secretly okaying illegal arms sales to Saddam Hussein. Rescuers have found the first body buried under 50,000 tons of rubble blocking a tunnel in Japan. Last night they demolished the giant boulder which fell on top of a road tunnel on Saturday, trapping 20 people inside. Reports of casualties are coming in after a Chinese rocket crashed to the ground shortly after liftoff. Loaded with a communications satellite, the rocket began its ascent normally but then developed a problem. Millions watched as it tilted and exploded into flames until Chinese TV bosses pulled the plug. Two computer lovers were married over the internet on Valentine's Day. The bride took her vows in a treehouse in Hollywood. The groom repeated his by the ocean at Venice Beach. Animated graphics depicting the marriage in online. Now the weather, much of England, Wales and eastern Scotland will be dry with bright spells. Elsewhere will be dull and damp with drizzle. Average temperatures around 9 degrees centigrade. 7:42, we're back at 8. Here's Mark and Zoe.
Thanks very much, Pete. Interesting news there. Actually, people getting married on the net. And I've just been actually in our phone room accessing the superhighway. Because we do have, because I always give out the phone number and the fax number. I'm not very good with the internet email number. But there is a true email number, which is ok.uk.ok.uk. But there is a net in there. And we asked you this morning what exciting news have you got for us today to make Stu happy. And Toad, there are some?
Fax just in.
Good on you, mate. Here's a fax from John, Stoke-on-Trent. I am excited because after 4 days, you ready for this, Stu?
I'm ready.
John from Stoke-on-Trent is so excited because after 4 days I finally found the remote control for my TV in my young son Thomas's room.
John, I'm so happy I could frighten a fairy. And there's a few in this show.
There is. There's a fairy down at the bottom. There's a fairy down the bottom of our garden, Stu. And frogs. Won't be long. There'll be frogs there too. Frolicking with the fairies.
But now...
But we want to know. Keep them coming in. I'm sorry, Zoe.
No,
but
no,
keep
no.
them coming in because this man is so excited. He's got so many ways of being excited. We want to know them. Telephone us on 01819851111. Fax us 01819852222 and excite this man because he's excitable.
There's a doll.
Sorry, there you go.
I warn you.
Yeah.
It's very that exciting.
He will.
Not yet. No, it's not exciting enough yet, Stu.
So excited. Crush a
But
doll's
this
house.
is very exciting. Several tons of stone and a Slater in Snap, Crackle and Pop. Good pun there. Good pun.
Snap, Crackle, Pop.
On this Thursday's Romance in the Stone movie Snap, Robert De Niro raises the stakes in Casino. Sparkling Sharon Stone gets her chips. Christian Slater sends hearts aflutter. Mary Stuart Masterson swoons over his blooms. And Casino director Martin Scorsese teaches Snap a lesson.
I'm Martin Scorsese. You're watching Snap, Cackle, and Pop?
Movie news.
Bed of Roses stars budding hunk Christian Slater as Lewis, a florist, and the sweetly scented Mary Stuart Masterson as a workaholic Lisa, in a horticultural tale of boy meets girl and smothers her in bouquets.
They'll last longer if you put a little 7-Up in the water. Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it works. Here. Sign here.
Anywhere?
Just right over there.
Snap asked Christian if he'd ever fallen head over heels.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you know, and it does tend to scare people off, you know, I mean, when you're, I guess, that doting. I mean, I have sent, you know, tons of flowers. I think that's why I was able to relate to this character.
How did he relate to Mary?
She's great, you know, she's a lot of fun. I mean, a beautiful girl. I mean, I've known her for years. We both grew up in New York City together, and we used to do play readings and that sort of thing. We've always wanted to work together, and this was a great opportunity to do so.
Sounds like a match made in heaven. We asked Mary if she'd fallen for her leading man.
Pass.
Well, this is seriously sloppy stuff. Just the thing to take your girlfriend to if you forgot Valentine's Day. She might not forgive you, but she'll never want to see another rose.
Snap. Could we just hold the quiet down back there, please?
If you're a fan of Martin Scorsese, you'll know what to expect from Casino, a hard-hitting, pacey knuckle-duster of a movie.
They follow guys heading in the desert. That's no good. We got a problem.
The real surprise is Sharon Stone's remarkable performance as Ginger, reluctant wife of casino boss Robert De Niro.
Stop it. You're drunk. You're on drugs.
I am not!
You're going to be sorry if you don't
Don't
stop
you
it. The
threaten
whole
me!
neighborhood...
Don't you threaten me!
Sharon's already won a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination, but was Martin Scorsese surprised by the power of Sharon's acting?
Sharon Stone did a reading for us, but what really sold it, I think, was the fact that she really, she was so anxious to play the part. And she's been knocking around Hollywood for almost 18 years, put in her dues, and I just felt that she would be able to really give her all.
That's not very charitable, Marty. Perhaps she was inspired by the presence of Robert De Niro.
Shooting with him was the real tango. You know, rehearsing with him was really a blast and a great investigation. But once we got into the shooting, I don't know, I just think, you know, I was telling someone that I got in the movie business out of this love I had for Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and finally I found my Fred.
Snap asked Sharon if she was disappointed not to get much of a snog with Bobo.
That's what I said to Bob. It's like I'm, you know, married to you and kissing everybody else. This is starting to get to me. He just kissed me right out of my shoes.
It must have been his lucky day.
Sexy lady.
Kissed right out of her shoes by Robert De Niro.
And we've got more Sharon Stone next week, actually.
More Sharon Stone, and also for a reaction to the snap there was Christian Slater earlier with Bed of Roses, and Emma, you were positively salivating.
I was clutching that monitor, wasn't I?
You were dribbling. We've had to wipe it off.
I'm sorry, I
But you
apologise
do
about that.
prefer him with his long hair, don't you?
Yeah, he didn't look so good in the interview.
Bit Kevin Costner in the interview, the words got
No,
out.
I like Kevin Costner as well, but I just thought he looked better in the film. The film, the long hair, I love him, if he's watching.
Emma will be there, Bed of Roses.
Oh, dear.
But now it's time. He's out and about, the man of the people.
He is.
Richard Orford. We want to know where
And
he
with
is.
some good news for Take That fans.
Good news. for
Richard,
Take
where
That
are
fans.
you?
Good, they deserve some.
Thanks very much, guys. Good morning to you. I'm in New Milton in Hampshire today. Now, as all our girl fans will know, around the country, you don't need me to tell you this, Take That has split up. It's all in the papers, etc, etc, etc. And we come to New Milton, Hampshire today because there's a girl who's particularly devastated. So our plan is today is to cheer her up big breakfast style. I feel sorry for her already. What we're going to do is we're going to cobble together... What was that confetti then? That was pathetic. We're going to cobble together... It's not happening, is it, the confetti? We're going to cobble together our own Take That, using only the resources of New Milton, the blokes around here. So if you're a Gary or a Howard or a Jason or a Mark, get yourself down to Parkview Mews off Station Road, in New Milton, Hampshire. It's a performance that promises to have fans screaming, "Take that!" away from me for a long time and never darken my doorstep again. It's back to the house.
Oh, boom! Oh, good, we're on, glad we're on. Because Toby's, we're vibing up here. And good on you, Rich. Sorry, Rich, we didn't even see that one, mate. Good luck with it. Good luck to you, take that.
Whatever it was.
Because we are here. We are in the breakfast. We are live. And boy, are we kicking. And we've got Emma. Emma Paul's with us. And Emma, you're in our hot seat this morning. Emma, you have been...
It's a bit nerve-wracking, this.
It is. It is.
It's tense.
Because, you know, usually you're on the other side.
Absolutely.
Quite nonchalantly putting people in the hot seat.
Yeah.
But today it happens to you, Emma. Here on the breakfast.
I'm ready.
It's not Saturday. This is Thursday. Emma,
Yes.
you've been a television presenter for over 6 years, and right now you are the host of 4 different TV shows.
4?
That's 3.
Emma, you've said that presenting Saturday morning children's telly is your dream job. Do you think you may have reached your career high too soon?
Well, I hope not. That'd be a bit sad, really. But I do feel I have fulfilled my main ambition, which was to get on Saturday morning television. That's what I really wanted to do.
Oh,
but
excellent.
I don't feel I've peaked yet.
No. Well, that's good. Well, you've got...
Only 4 shows. You know, there's another 15 to go. I mean, you know.
That's right.
Exactly.
You know, you are trying to go to be on every show that's on television at once. You still have that ambition here, too.
I think that's a good one.
You started as a question 3. You're presenting a new show called Good Stuff.
Good Stuff.
Good
yes,
Stuff.
It's on tonight at
It's
10
about
past
what's
11.
hip and happening.
It is indeed.
Emina.
Emina? That's a nice name. You might want to rephrase that.
I'm sorry, Emma. I jumped ahead a bit there, Emma. Emma, what's happening? Emma, what's happening? What is hip and what is happening?
Well, it's just going to be what's on in the world of entertainment, the world of music, theatre, in and around London. It's going to be great.
Right,
I might get people like Christian Slater on. Might.
Not. Well, we actually have some questions from our audience. Who'd like to ask a question?
They're not on beanbags.
Toby, like to ask a question?
Okay, Toby, yes.
I'd like to know, what's your favourite sandwich?
My favourite... I'm glad you asked me that. Marmite and lettuce.
Marmite and lettuce.
Yeah.
Marmite and lettuce.
And Emma, can I get a signed photo?
Because you're the first person that asked, yes, but I can't do that for everybody, I'm afraid.
Thank you.
And earlier on, we asked you to actually call in and ask Emma any question you'd like, and we have on the phone. There's a phone there for you, Emma.
Thank you.
That you can talk into.
Ariel.
It doesn't really work, but you know, it doesn't have to.
I don't know how that
you know,
works.
because you can hear it anyway. It's
Yeah.
like your show.
That's never happened to me before.
We asked caller, and we've got on the line.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we've got Chris from Sheffield. Chris, you're now live talking to Emma.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Great, not too bad. What's the strangest job you've ever done?
The strangest job?
Yeah.
Ooh, I've had quite a lot of strange jobs. I did one for the potato board, actually, which was a very exciting video on 10 different things you can do with a potato to make it more exciting.
We do.
I've never actually seen that video, but it
Oh,
was
please.
very,
Let's
very
get it in.
good.
We'll get it in, Em. Now that you've mentioned it, that's a video we want to see.
Yes. I did a lot of things. You wouldn't believe the things I did with a potato. It was incredible.
Excellent.
Okay, to answer...
Great question, Chris. Great question. We've got another question from the floor. Who wants to ask? Kevin?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask Emma if, because she's recently done a commercial for dandruff shampoo, has she always suffered from that problem?
No, I haven't always suffered from dandruff, actually. And the reason I use that particular shampoo is so that I don't get dandruff. I use it as a preventative rather than a curative, you see.
Emma, one more thing. Could I have a signed photograph?
Oh, all right then. Okay, and a sticker as well.
Okay, we've got more people on the phone for you, Em.
And on the phone, cool.
Who have we got?
Karen? Hello?
It's Karen. Karen from Essex.
Yeah, you have to say hello, line 1, you see.
Oh, sorry. Hello, line... Thanks, Em. Hello, line 1.
Hello.
You're now through talking to Emma live on the telly.
Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Ask your question.
I was just wondering, would you like to do a washing up advert with your mum, Nanette Newman?
Well, the thing is, no, I did do a commercial with her years ago. Letting out a lot of secret truths here. I did a fairy toilet soap commercial with her when I was about 8. It's attractive, isn't it, to do that, really? And,
There's a real collection of stuff of yours, Em. You're going to get a good
which
collection
we
of
don't
Emma
need
stuff.
to see again. And she kind of puts, you know, like... you know, all that kind of bubbles on my nose. It was sweet. It was very sweet.
Circa
Very, very
1980,
sweet.
early
Kind of
80s?
can't possibly
Late
remember,
70s?
really. It's just one of those things. So it's gone into the archive somewhere. So I don't think really I would do one, because I think I'm a little bit old to do that, you know, Mummy, your hands are so soft.
And have you seen any snowflakes around there lately?
Snowflakes.
Dandruff?
I'm wearing black. I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't
exactly.
wash my hair in the right shampoo.
We've got another question from the floor. Zoe, would you like to ask one?
Have you ever had any embarrassing moments in front of big celebrities, perhaps maybe someone from Cutthroat Island?
Might you be referring to somebody called Matthew Modine, a friend of yours, close personal friend of yours, sadly?
Well, I wish. Yes.
I have a bit, because I interviewed him for Cutthroat Island. You know, went along to one of
Modine.
those Matthew Modine. I can hardly say the name. And I was dead cool. I was madly in love with him from the minute I laid eyes on him, but I was so cool. And I did the interview, and I was kind of like, hey, you know, how we go? Cool. So cool. I think he was impressed, right? Then he left the room. His PR person came back in the room and said, that went really well, something other. He said, everything go okay? I said, yeah, but I forgot to tell him, I love him, like this. And he walked back in the room as I said that. Hey.
Oh, there you go.
And he looked at me with that kind of, yeah, like every girl loves me type of look.
Yeah, well, you know.
And then that was a bit embarrassing.
Seems to be every girl that's interviewed him here is...
No, but some of us get phone calls from him, some of us don't.
That's right. Yes, okie dokie. We've got one more caller on the line just to break this tension, break the tension in the room. And it's
break that Modine
Philip
tension.
from Sussex? Essex. From London. Philip from London. You're line 3. You're now talking. You can ask your question to Emma.
Yeah, hello, Emma.
Hello.
Hello. My family and I absolutely love talking telephone numbers. But there's a bit you don't do anymore, which we used to love.
Yeah.
And that's when you say right at the end of the programme, you used to say, let's plunge. Why don't you say that anymore? We used to wait for that.
Is this really Philip from London?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you see, the thing is, I thought the plunge, saying let's plunge, it was a very challenging line for me, that really at the end. And it takes me a long time to learn that end bit. You know, it's quite challenging for a presenter to have to go, let's plunge now. And I try to vary it a little, and I try to think of new words.
Yes.
So that I could do, let's lean on this now. Or, you know, it's like just to make it a little bit more exciting.
I don't like that when you change it.
Do you not like it when I change?
Before, yeah.
For you, on Monday, that word plunge will be back. Would that make you happy?
Can I have a signed picture?
You can have a slide of me plunging.
Yeah.
I'll say plunge on Monday, especially for you.
I'd love that.
Okay.
Philip, excuse me, Philip from London. What's your second name?
Schofield.
How did I know that? That was you.
There you go. Yeah, I'll plunge.
You are so horrible.
I told you.
You wait till Monday. Your life is hell.
You did this to me on the Big Breakfast at Christmas. So
Your
this
voice
is
has completely changed.
No.
Why is your voice so weird?
It's early in the morning.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm only getting you back for what you did at Christmas.
Okay, fair, but Monday's still going to be a nightmare.
Okay.
For you. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Philip.
Bye.
Excellent. Emma, fantastic. You've done well in our hot seat this morning. Emma, Ford. Also remember, Stu Francis is in the house, and he's an excitable bloke. He is an excitable bloke. We want to know what exciting news you've had and what exciting news you can give to us here this morning. And please phone us on our phone numbers 0181 985 1111 or 0181 985 2222. And excite Stu Francis. Thanks very much again.
It's a pleasure.
This is Channel 4. It's Thursday. It's not Saturday. You're watching The Big Breakfast.
Hi, I'm Edwina Curry MP, and you're watching The Big Breakfast on Channel 4.
As a journalist, I'm on the go all day, so I need a hairspray I can rely on. I don't want to worry about how my hair looks. Styling used to make my hair look so unhealthy and dull. Then I found Pantene.
Pantene's new hairspray holds and protects your style on the outside, while the Pro Vitamin nourishes the hair.
Whatever happens, Pantene holds my style the way I like it, leaving my hair looking really healthy and shiny. It never lets me down.
Pantene hairspray. Great hold and healthy looking hair.
You wash with ordinary soap, but I use Biactol every day.
Daily washing with Biactol beats soap at beating spots.
Handsome or what?
In Starland, people are made from deliciously light and bubbly chocolate from Milky Way. Here's Bright Star with a bright idea. New Milky Way Magic Stars. The magic's in the Milky Way.
Fantasia, the House Collection Club Classic. An album guaranteed to recapture those favourite club moments.
You've to eat every scrap of that whole white bread now.
I know.
It says here there's just as much fibre as in brown bread.
I know that.
And it hasn't got any bits in either.
I know, because I take them all out.
Warburton's whole white. Brown bread in disguise.
Whose idea was this, anyway? It's supposed to be a guys and chicks party.
I thought you said it was cocks and hens,
Yes, I know what you are, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. It's more,
We're not all going as chickens, are we?
Apart from the odd turkey.
Where's the girlfriend?
Oh, she chickened out. No, that's nice. It's more,
That's what I said. It's more...
That's changed, hasn't it?
So?
More...
That's more,
It is, isn't it?
more,
Flowers.
I called earlier today about a delivery I received. No name on the card. An anonymous gift from a secret admirer. I could go for years on that.
I sent you the flowers. I cleaned out the city.
And you made this incredible arrangement of flowers for someone you've never even met?
What are you doing today?
What? Your prince has finally come to sweep you off your feet.
No, I'm a little nervous.
Christian Slater, Mary Stuart Masterson, Bed of Roses.
Hi, Mark Little.
And I'm Zoe Paul.
Yeah, and join us for the final hour here of the Big Breakfast. It's Thursday the 15th of February 1996, and you are more than welcome to it. No, to be part of it.
Excuse me. Now, every day we receive thousands and thousands of sackfuls of letters from you, the viewers at home, pleading with us to make your televisual fantasies come true.
That's right, Zoe. That's right, Zoe. And here are just a couple of sacksfuls, of course. And as you know, we like to make you happy no matter what. Take this letter from Sadie Rimslack of Cromer. Sadie says, please, 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 Mark and Zoe, could you get that very funny man Eddie Izzard on the show? I think he's top. Well, Sadie, no sooner said than done. There he is. Well done indeed. Zoe, you've got
Very
one there?
good. I've got one here. This request from Arthur Wriggle of Croggan on the Isle of Mull. And he says, Dear Mark and Zoe, especially Zoe, no, he doesn't really say that, I think it's high time you constructed a special big breakfast pond in your front garden for stray frogs. Well, Arthur, love, we absolutely agree. And there, as we speak, it is being constructed for you, especially Arthur Wriggle of Croggan. Thank you,
Certainly,
Arthur.
and your wish, no matter how unusual or strange, is our command. Brigadier Simpson Trask of Bishop's Cleeve near Cheltenham asks, Dear Mark and Zoe, especially Mark. Oh, not really. How about that nice Emma Forbes popping in for a chat? I fancy her something rotten. Well, Brigadier, here she is. Come on in, Emma. Good to see you again, Emma.
Nice to be back
There, the
again.
Brigadier. No problem there. That's for the Brigadier.
Isn't that amazing? Hello, Brigadier.
Pick a letter, Emma. Any letter, any
Shall I
request.
just take this one and just read it
Take
out?
that one there. Indiscriminate picking.
This is a bit weird, though, compared to the other ones. Does
Weird.
that matter?
We go weird. We like
You
weird
don't mind
here.
that? Okay, it's from Mr. Bernard Foam of Prestatyn.
Mr. Foam.
Mr. Foam
Morning,
says,
Mr.
Dear
Foam.
Mark and Zoe, I'd very much like to see the former children's TV favourite, Stu Francis, attempt to herd a team of Morris dancers into a car using only the tip of a crackerjack pencil. Wow. There's also a bit of a P.S. and a sexy model.
Oh. Well, Bernard Foam.
Bernard Foam.
This is for you. Well, that's the license fee for you, Mr. Foam. Thanks,
Nice,
Emma.
Mr. Bates, a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Zoe.
One
Here's
very
Peter
good
Smith.
news,
Big
Jade
breakfast with the news.
Good morning. These are the main stories on Thursday, the 15th of February. Did ministers lie? Was there a cover-up? MPs await the Scott report. Prince, formerly known as Single, ties the knot in his hometown. And Everton are sent crashing out of the cup. The explosive Scott report into illegal arms sales to Iraq is published today. Lord Justice Scott has spent 3 years considering damning allegations against the government. It's claimed ministers secretly relaxed rules restricting exports to Saddam Hussein's brutal regime, and that they suppressed that fact when bosses of a British company were charged with illegal arms sales. Lady Thatcher, William Waldegrave and Attorney General Sir Nicholas Lyle could all face stinging criticism.
Bye.